Tariq, let's talk a little Vin Scully.
Man, it's a rough one. To be with one team for how many decades?
67 years.
6 decades, almost 7 decades. It's just unbelievable. I'll just always remember him for the call, of course, the 86 Mets on the, can I even say, Bill Buckner, can I just say the Mookie Wilson dribbler up the line and led to Game 6, and of course the Mets winning in Game 7. It's that call, and I find it very interesting, the fact that, you know, now we have broadcasters everywhere. You have the Mets broadcast, you got the Dodgers broadcast, you got this broadcast, you got the national broadcast, you got the MLB broadcast. That Vin Scully's name will always be remembered with just the Dodgers.
Yeah, and he generally worked alone, which is kind of impressive.
That's the craziest part, right? Like, we sit here and do this show. I have a hard time finding anything to say to you guys. This man, the thousands of hours alone in a booth that he did calling these games, and not only that, but painting such a beautiful picture of everything that was happening, not just on television and in radio. You watch a modern broadcast for sports, you have 2 or 3 people in the booth, you have 2 reporters on the ground, and they're kicking things back to their studio or other games at all times. This man was able to talk 4 to 5 hours at a time by himself, and it was like poetry.
Yeah, and how you capture some of these things. 2 things occurred to me. First, maybe the most iconic moment in baseball history is that Kirk Gibson home run. Because not only did it, like, you know, win that game, it produced 2 of the most iconic calls ever. We know it was Jack Buck who, you know, I can't believe what I just saw. And Scully was doing it on the radio. So there's that, and Vin Scully comes up with this line just right off the top, more or less, I'm close to it. It says, in the season of the improbable, the impossible has happened. And that one almost gets overlooked. Great call. But to me, what summed up his career was a story that I heard. He called the Hank Aaron 715 home run when he passed Babe Ruth. So he makes the call. The ball goes out. We've all seen the video. It's Vin Scully's call. That ball goes out for a home run. The record, he's coming to the bases, people going crazy. Vin Scully goes dark for 4 minutes. He sat there and just let everything happen for 4 minutes, which is an eternity. You know this in media time. And then he comes back, and he's got the wherewithal and the guts to say, you know, to appreciate the fact in a city in the deep South, they're giving this black man a standing ovation. And it's like, wow, if that doesn't sum up with what is capable of, you know, being, nothing will.
Well, I find it interesting in the fact that it's crossed over generations. We're talking about people who have moved in and out of broadcasting, too old, can't do it anymore, doesn't want to do it anymore, that type of thing. He was able to sort of stand the test of time, and people wanted his broadcast, sort of like John Sterling. They want his broadcast, good or bad, they want his voice.
And he left at the top of his game in his mid-80s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe he was a little bit better the next year if he would have stayed one more.
Maybe, but boy, you know, it's great to be able to talk about Vin Scully, even though the occasion is, you know, his passing at age 94. Vin Scully, maybe the greatest.